It's a beautiful thing. So the Lions stomped the Bears 52-21. The offense looked completely different. Jared Goff had 5, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touchdown passes. Gibbs, Montgomery lit up the ground game. What changes do you think that Morton made schematically in communication and execution? What do you think was the biggest difference between week 1 and week 2?
Yeah, first and foremost, I do think that the Lions recognized across the board against the Packers, it wasn't good enough. And when you spend all week preparing, you're spending hours upon hours trying to figure out the best way to perform. And when it falls short and the whole world is wondering what happened and blaming John Morton, Dan Campbell owns some of it too. The players own some of it too. But most importantly, those questions are going to start to be asked because the talent's there. St. Brown, Gibbs, Montgomery, J-Mo, Laporta, you are not going to expect any type of performance that you saw against the Packers. It's a division game. It counted on the record, so people reacted strongly to it. And luckily, Dan Campbell that week said it. He said, this is a new standard for us. We are Super Bowl caliber. People are watching us from game one. Absolutely. That's the kind of team I want to cover. I want to cover the ins and outs of every game. They're not irrelevant. And by and large, it was, when you look at week 1, it was a referendum that plan wasn't good enough. The route concepts weren't good enough. The receivers were at the same depth. It was a play calling scheme that did not put John Morton did not put his players in the best position against the Packers. And the Packers dictated to you how to play. Their defense dictated to you how your offense was going to go. That doesn't work. I don't care how good the defense is. When you have that level of talent, you got to find avenues to have explosive plays, better route concepts, using the skills that you have and execute better. Now, you're at home. It's different. The communication was so much better. It's radio silent when the Lions offense is operating. So the communication errors were basically wiped away. Now, Tate Ratledge still had some moments where he whiffed on some blocks and didn't do the things he needed to do. But by and large, the way the game flow happened was the Lions took advantage of critical errors by the Bears. And first and foremost, you saw the full power of the offense. Motions, you saw crossing routes, you saw different route concepts that put Amon-Ra St. Brown and the receivers in better spots. J-Mo had a couple explosive plays. And most importantly, you ran the football. And early on, the Bears hung with it. But when Caleb Williams had that unfortunate turnover, the Lions pounced, and that late touchdown for Amon-Ra St. Brown, I think, broke the will of the Bears, and they laid down in the second half. But look, you had, Russell, you had a motivated offense. You had an upset. Here's the recipe. You had a team that felt betrayed.
Enough of that shit.
Yeah, they were betrayed by Ben Johnson, one. The whole world was pissed at them for how they played offensively. John Morton had all the eyes of the world on him, and they were like, all right, we got to fix this and get back to what we do well. Motions, some plays that I felt highlighted Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jared Goff's connection. And amazingly, Jahmyr Gibbs got it going. So that's a recipe. Basically, in the end, Russell, they ran John Morton's offense, which was all that I was asking was, hey, can you make the offense look like what John Morton and Ben Johnson do? And if they do, Russell, if they run Ben Johnson, John Morton, and Dan Campbell's offense, nobody can stop them, period.
Playoffs?